Hiya! YouTube reminded me today that my next video is going to be my video number 100. So I thought, what should I upload? My channel doesn't have like one specific theme. But I'm just looking because I have a crazy seagull behind my window who's constantly trying to get into my flat. So I don't have like a specific theme. I talk about my infertility, I talk about weight loss, or actually my struggles with trying to lose weight. I talk about interactive thyroid, I talk about my feelings, depression, missing my dad and all that. So I thought, why not record a video about myself to let you all 20-something of my subscribers know things about me. So I found a tag which is 50 things that you don't know about me. No, it's 50 questions that nobody asks you about yourself. So they're a bit different than usual, like my favorite color is, my middle name is, some of them are absolutely pointless and silly, and some of them are quite funny. So I thought, why not? So the first question is, what is your favorite candle scent? And my favorite candle scent is Yankee Candles wax falling on the floor. It's not my favorite sound or scent. I've forgotten. But I have this this candle for a while now. It's tobacco and white wood. It's very like manly scent, but I don't like all the roses and flowers and all that. So that is my favorite candle scent, and I'm like not even halfway done with this one. I love it, so I'm trying to be like not to use it too much. It's for the special occasions. What female celebrity do you wish was your sister? My sister. I love my sister. I don't know what's. I'm being a typical girl right now, and I'm thinking, which celebrity have similar body types so I can steal her clothes? Rihanna. Not because of body type, because hey, I would love to have her body, but I think she's fun, and I think we could go and have lots of fun together. And what male celebrity do you wish was your brother? I'm just like sitting and thinking, am I like not really into celebrities? So I'm trying to think what male celebrity brother. It can't be someone that I have a crush on, so that sort of cuts 50% of male celebrities out. But someone who could be fun as my brother. The guy who plays Jamal on The Empire, I don't know his real name, unfortunately. And I don't know if he's anything like Jamal from the character Jamal from The Empire. But if he is anything like him, I would like him to be my brother. Because he's fun. And I would love to see all the girls like looking at him like, oh, I love him, he's so cute. And he'll be like, I like boys. That would be fun. At least for me. How old do you think you will be when you get married? Well, I don't need a magic ball to tell me. I was 31 when I got married. 31 or 32? 31, I think. 2016. I'm 33 now. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 31 when I got married. Do you know a hoarder? Yeah, I know one. I know one very well. You looking at her. I'm a hoarder. Don't even go there. My husband could talk about it for hours, how bad I am, but I am a hoarder. Can you do a split? I can split a bill at the restaurant, but that's about it. How old were you when you learned how to ride a bike? I don't remember, but I guess around 5. Must be around 5. Maybe a bit older. I don't remember my first bike. I remember getting a bike as a gift from like Holy Communion. But I don't remember. I remember riding the bike before that, but I don't remember having a bike, if that makes sense. Maybe I was a poor child who didn't get a bike. Anyways. How many oceans have you swam in? Fun fact, I can't swim. I used to know how to swim, and then when I was about, I don't know, 12, 13 maybe, I was out by the lake under the supervision of my aunt, I believe, and then I jumped into the lake and I had a bad cramp and I almost died. And since then I'm scared of water. It took me years to actually walk into the water and just walk, like I'm talking up to my waist, but I refuse to learn how to swim again. I just get these panic attacks if I even think about trying to swim. So no swimming for me. How many countries have you been to? Poland and England, definitely, because I lived there. Been to Germany. I've been to Denmark, been to Sweden, I've been to Czech Republic and Slovakia, I think. Yeah, most of them just like for holidays and stuff, but yeah, that's all. Is anyone in your family in the army? No. I once dated a guy whose father was in the army and he was absolutely fucked in the head, so no, I don't think I could be with someone who is in the army because of my holding, and they're normally very clean and organized, and then no one in my family actually choose it as their career path, so no. What would you name your daughter if you had one? That's very easy. Her name would be Mary, Mariana, Maria. Depends how you would want, like which variation of it we will go, but my grandma, who was the most important thing next to my dad, passed away years ago. Her name was Mariana, so my daughter will be called either Marianne, Mariana, or Mary. And my best friend is Mary as well, so this name is very special to me. So most probably if I have a girl, her name would be Mary Matilda. What would you name your son if you had one? My son will be named after my father. So my father's name was Dariusz. Everyone called him Darek, so it will be Darek or Dariusz, and most probably his middle name would be after his grandfather on my husband, like my husband's father, and his name is Goodwin. What's the worst grade you got on a test? Well, fail, because obviously at school in Poland it was like from 1 to 6, which 1 being a fail and 6 being like exceptional, and then at uni it's just pass or fail. So I got a fail at uni once in my first year when I walked into a test and the exam. You picked your questions and you had like 10 minutes to get ready to answer. I was unprepared for this exam, so I looked at my questions and I just gave them back to the professor and told him, I'm sorry, I'm not ready. Then I took this exam again 2 months later and I passed it on like B+ or something. So yeah. What was your favorite TV show when you were a child? I was born in 1985 in Poland, which was still not really free. We were under bloody Russian control, if that makes sense. So there was no Teletubbies for me, no, I don't know, Winnie the Pooh when I was little. So my favorite TV show was like one of those like Eastern European cartoons. Most of it is like the one about a little mole called Krtek, or something like that. Or Smurfs. We had Smurfs. I remember always watching Smurfs, so I like that one. What did you dress up as a Halloween when you were 8? Halloween? I didn't, because Halloween didn't really come to Poland till 15 years ago. We didn't dress up for Halloween. 1st of November is All Saints Day in Poland, and day before that we all sort of start, I want to say celebrating, but that's the 1st of November is the day when we go to the graves and we put the candles on the graves of our loved ones. So we don't really do Halloween, or like we didn't do Halloween. We do now, like my sister, like her kids are doing it now, but I don't believe I ever got dressed like for Halloween, unless you can't look in like a slutty person, but that used to be my outfit every time I was going out in my early 20s. Have you read any of Harry Potter, Hunger Games, or Twilight series? No, no, and no. And I haven't seen the movies. I think I watched one Twilight film, not all, like half of it, and one episode of Game of Thrones, and none of Harry Potter. Would you rather have an American accent or British accent? When I was younger and I was still in Poland, I was learning English from first from like Polish people teaching me English, and then from Americans in high school. We had Americans, like native speaker, teaching us English. And then when I first came here, I was so used to the American accent that British accent was like really annoying and I couldn't stand it. Now after 11 years, it's the other way around. It's the British accent that I love. My favorite one are like Newcastle, Liverpool. I could just listen to people from there forever, and I can't really stand American accent anymore. Did your mother go to college? I wouldn't call it college because in Poland obviously education is different, and was even different in like when my mom was younger. But she went to school, and then she got married and had children. Are your grandparents still married? No, all my grandparents. No, let's be honest. Both of my grandfathers are dead. My grandmother is dead, and the woman who gave birth to my father, the woman who I refuse to call grandma because she doesn't deserve to be called anything, but the woman who gave birth to my father is still alive. But as you can guess, I don't have any contact with her. And both sets, my grandparents said they were divorced before they passed away. And they both divorced for a while, I believe, before they died. Have you ever taken karate lesson? No, unless you count my cousin trying to show me how to do some kind of kick after watching Karate Kid. So I took a lesson from my cousin in the garden, and then I kicked my other cousin, and he cried. Kick him in the balls. So I kind of did. Do you know who Kermit the Frog is? Well, who doesn't? What's the first amusement park you've been to? So I'm not going to count, like, obviously, I'm from a small town in Poland, so we used to go to like the town fairs where you have rides and stuff, but the actual amusement park with everything, I mean, ponies, sideshows, and rides and all that was this big thing in Germany, in Hamburg. I think it was called the Dome. I'm not sure, but I think that's what it was called. That's the first one I could remember. And I was too scared to go on most of the things, so I went on the pony, and I think I was about 12. What language besides your native language would you like to be fluent in? Russian. Because I'm from Poland, so I speak Polish. I speak English, I believe, good in, like, well enough. And I used to speak French, but now I forgot 99% of it. But Russian was always the language that I wanted to learn. And I think it's the most beautiful language in the world. Do you spell the color as grey with E or grey with A? Grey with E. I think I do. Is your father bald? My father, like, he wasn't, like, he was cutting his hair very short, but he wasn't bald. He didn't lose all his hair. That's the thing. So he wasn't bald, but he was cutting his hair really short. Do you know triplets? I know a few sets of twins, but I don't know any triplets. Do you prefer Titanic or Notebook? Neither. Like, Titanic is just too long and it's just stupid, and I don't like Leo DiCaprio. And Notebook, it just did nothing to me, so if they were both on the TV, I wouldn't have a problem to just turn it off and watch YouTube instead. Have you ever had an Indian food? Yes, plenty of times. My body hates Indian food. My brain loves it. So I do it and then I suffer. What's the name of your favorite restaurant? It's called Days. It's all you can eat buffet in Brighton. It's amazing because you can eat as much as you want and then feel really fat, but it's lovely. It's Chinese food. Have you ever been to Olive Garden? I don't believe we have Olive Garden in UK, so no. Have you do you belong to any warehouse stores like Costco, BJ's, etc.? No, I don't. I think we are looking into getting like a card for the store, because with me trying to be on keto, there's some products that you can buy cheaper, but at the moment I'm not. What would your parents have named you if you were opposite gender? I believe my parents thought when my mom was pregnant for a bit that I was going to be a boy, because they didn't have ultrasound to find out my gender. So I think they thought it was going to be a boy. So I don't know, for some reason I have the name Jacob and Michael in my head. I always liked the name Michael. I dated Michaels, I think 2 Michaels in my life. So I like to think they would call me Michael, because that's a cool name. If you have a nickname, what is it? I don't really have a nickname like now as a grown-up. My family calls me Bipzik, which is word completely made up by me. It means nothing. Actually, in my head, it means something like, if you were going to say like something, like there is something, but it just got no meaning. So I just created this word, so my family calls me Bipzik. My niece and nephew, they call me Bumka, because I'm a godmother to my niece, and she loves Cinderella, and obviously with fairy godmother going babidi 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 boom, she called me Bumka, and that's how her and little brother call me. And I used to have the nickname Watermelon, but in Polish was arbuzik, was watermelon. I used to who used to call me that since I was a kid, and then when I was older, and part of it was because once me and my cousins had so much watermelon that we were puking and then shitting all day because we had way too much of it. So watermelon. Who's your favorite person in the world? My mother. Absolutely 100% my mother. It took me years to realize that she is my most favorite person in the world. But I know that she is my most favorite person in the world because we are so much like each other. Would you rather live in the rural area or in the suburbs? On the island, far away from people, with a bunch of goats and donkeys. Anytime. I hate people, so anywhere near people is bad. Island with donkeys and goats. Perfect. Can you whistle? That's it. Do you sleep with a night light? If I forget to turn the big light in the bedroom off, then I do, but I don't need light to fall asleep. Do you eat breakfast every morning? No, I don't. I normally eat my first meal at midday because I try to do 16 hours of fasting, 8 hours of eating. Do you take any pills or medication daily? Yes, I do. I take folic acid and I take thyroxine for my underactive thyroid. Do you take any pills or medication daily? Oh, that would just... What medical conditions do you have? Underactive thyroid, polycystic ovarian syndrome, insulin resistance, and I'm a psycho bitch, so that's it. How many times have you been to hospital? To hospital for treatments and checks and all that? Quite a few in last 18 months. But to be in a hospital and actually like be admitted to hospital, it was once in my life when on a Christmas party at work when I was 20 years old, someone spiked my drink. I reacted really badly to it, fell, hit my head on the pavement, ended up going to hospital with really bad concussion. I puked all over the ambulance. I woke up in the hospital naked with catheter in, massive bump on my head, and I remember ringing the little bell and telling to them that this male, really young male nurse saying, I have 3 questions. Where am I? Where are my clothes? And why do I have a bump on my head? It was really embarrassing because my sister was at uni at that time. She was studying to be a doctor, and she was actually doing some of her like classes at that hospital. And I was, because I had a concussion, I was saying loads of weird things to the doctors. So some of them were his fellow students. And I remember saying to like the very important like professor, doctor, whoever he was at this hospital, he was like, you can't go home. I want to go home. He said, you can't go home and we have to do like a brain scan. And I was like, what brain? So yeah, my sister was really embarrassed by me. That was the only time when I actually stayed in hospital. Have you seen Finding Nemo? Many times. It's one of my favorites. Where do you buy your jeans? I don't really wear jeans, but when I do, I think my favorite ones are like from Dorothy Perkins. And they're not really jeans, they're jeggings, because I used to be really fat and only jeggings would fit me. I actually don't own the proper pair of jeans, and maybe now being a bit smaller, it's time to buy one. What's the latest compliment you got? My colleague told me an hour ago at work that I have a lovely figure, and she was lying. She said she's this thin, she's got a super long leg, and she's a beautiful young girl, and she said that I look nice too, and that was really sweet. Do you usually remember your dreams in the morning? I do. I do wake up sometimes like, what the fuck was it? It's normally when I dream about my dad, and those dreams are so real that when I wake up I cry sometimes, because it feels like I was just in the car with him. It's normally him driving me around and telling me like, you said you were going to be on a diet. 1 candy, 2 candies, and your ass is getting fatter. He says this to me, so I'm trying to be good now. What flavor tea do you enjoy? Long Island iced tea. That's the only tea I drink. I don't drink normal tea. So Long Island iced tea. How many pairs of shoes do you currently own? About 30, but I wear 4. It's time to get rid of them. What religion will you raise your children to practice? I was raised as a Roman Catholic. My husband is a Roman Catholic. I don't really believe in religions. I'm sure that he will bully me into baptizing a child. Between him and my mother, they will. But I would like to leave the choice to the kid when they grow up, really, what religion they want to do. I won't be dragging my kid to church every Sunday, if that's the question. How old were you when you found out the Santa wasn't real? I don't know. I was a kid, and I was a nosy kid, and I saw my mom coming from town once with bags, and then I saw her putting them in her wardrobe, and then she went out, and then I found a jumper in that wardrobe, and then I found the jumper under my Christmas tree, and I think that's when I stopped believing in Santa Claus. Don't remember how old I was, but that's how I found out. Why do you have a Tumblr? I don't. I never did. That's one like app that I never had my profile on. So here you go, 50 questions that you wouldn't normally ask me. Some of my close friends that they know me for like all my life, they wouldn't know these questions or answered these questions. So hey, 50 pointless facts. Fact number 51, I cannot make a video shorter than 23 minutes. Thanks for watching, bye.